clicking to record. Good evening, everybody. Welcome, and hope you enjoy what we got prepared for tonight. The people watching tomorrow, we missed you tonight, and we hope you enjoyed as well. And we thank everyone for showing up. Couldn't do it without you. Let's go ahead to share the screen. I don't know who's calling me. Excuse me. Desktop. Yeah, let's go to our PowerPoint. And it is already November. I don't know if any of you recognize this, but this is one of Dorothy's paintings. Yeah, it's amazing. It looks like a real leaf, doesn't it? And yeah, she's very good. She's not with us tonight, and that's usually the case on Tuesday. I really have been tossing around if we moved our Zooms, because every month the first Tuesday Dorothy can't attend because she has a prior obligation of moving it to Wednesday. But then I'm afraid to move it because
I can't go Wednesday.
Okay, so you see there, so it doesn't matter. We're going. That's where I actually thought about leaving it, and that kind of just.
Thursdays are great.
No, because no matter what we do, one day is not going to work for someone, so we're not going to change what's already working. We're going to keep it just like it is. But that I was throwing it out there, and I thank you for coming back with that. So this evening's agenda, we're going to do our little sharing with each other in the gathering room, and a little bit of a conversation about the healthy gains and essential oils. I heard you ask earlier, Marcia, if anyone had talked to Dawn today, and I have talked to Dawn, but they have like 7 people in that house, and 4 of them are sick. So it wasn't likely that she was going to make it here tonight. The oil that she suggested that we cover tonight is clove. Dorothy sent me clove and fennel because of my digestive problems from being hospitalized there. And it will be obvious to you when we cover the oils of why they were thoughtful like that. And I'm looking forward to learning oils and seeing the benefits of them firsthand. And since I'm totally new to it, my experience gets shared with you guys as we go through it. I will tell you that the peppermint oil that I had here, I was very grateful for that through the hospital, and I told you how it worked for me. But since I left the hospital, Tony has left using Bengay and stuff, that liniment that he's been rubbing on for his pain, and he's gone to just using peppermint. So, Tony, you want to say anything about that? Why you've made that change? No, you're muted. You don't know how to mute yourself? He's in there just talking up a storm. There you go, Tony. I took care of it. So you're going to tell them about your peppermint oil experience?
Oh, for my shoulder?
Did you not hear what I was saying? I said that I had used that peppermint oil, and since we've been home, you've started using it on your own, and you've stopped using the liniments that you had here. Thought you might want to share what your experience is.
Could you hear me?
I do.
Okay, I've been using it on my shoulder, and it sure makes a difference. You know, when you put it on and then you put your hand on it, it's just wonderful. So that's what I've been doing.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Hello.
Where are you?
Okay, and so then the conversation piece we're going to cover tonight is the healthiest way to prepare food. And then, of course, we have our comparing foods, and we end up with today's success story. So I don't share my thoughts because I think it will change the minds of people who think differently. I share my thoughts to show the people who already think like me that they're not alone. And I thought that was so appropriate to what we're doing, because I'm really enjoying getting to hear these little stories from each of you. And so tonight, our sentences that I hope that you finish is, what I enjoy cooking the most is, or at the very top of my bucket list is, or the vacation I remember best is, or if I had to pick one pet peeve, it would be, and then if there's something that you think would be more interesting you would like sharing, then share whatever it is that you want to share. Everybody got their the one they would use. Okay. Tony, I'm going to pass it to you. Did you get your question?
Yeah, my vacation, the vacation I share with Connie and I, the best vacation, the one I remember the most, the one I never forget, was in New Orleans in our wedding. We went to New Orleans for our anniversary. I mean, for what was that? What did we do?
A honeymoon.
A honeymoon. It was a honeymoon, but I don't know if it was a honeymoon, but it was a great vacation. For once, to me, that was the first time I had been to New Orleans. And Connie already knew New Orleans. And we had a nice place. We could watch from a balcony. Everything was going on. And it was the best vacation. I've had a lot of other vacations, but that's my most wonderful vacation that I had. Was my honeymoon with Connie in New Orleans. New Orleans. What is it? New Orleans or New Orleans?
Anything you want to call it.
Either way, they call it both.
Yeah.
How about you, Marcia? You got one that you can share? Do you need statements again?
I think when we did our cross-country trip, when the kids were little, we were gone 10 weeks, 9.5, 10 weeks. We left from Syracuse, New York, and went all the way to California, down to, we went through Albuquerque, New Mexico, and that way, the southern route. And then we come back the northern route. And I loved Crazy Horse Mountain, the whole theory behind it, why the what was it, Sitting Bull wanted to do it. And I would love to go back and see how it has come since 1976. We went cross country on the centennial anniversary of America.
Wow.
That was really cool. It was really nice. We saw a lot of great things. Had to bypass some things. I'm now sorry we didn't go to Roy Rogers Museum because now it is no longer. And I think the greatest thing that happened on it was it was running late and it was getting dark. And we couldn't find any motels because something was going on through St. Louis, Missouri. And so we saw this big parking lot and we pulled into it because there was no gas stations open and we were getting low on gas. And when we got up in the morning, we were parked underneath the Golden Arch or the Arch at St. Louis. And the gates they locked the gates. And so then this security guard come around and we said, we're sorry, we didn't realize we just needed a place to park off of the street. And he said, yeah, we saw you there, but you were all quiet and all the lights were off, so we just left you. So we got to sleep underneath the
arches,
the arch in Missouri, which doesn't happen, I guess. But it was cool. We had a really great trip. It was a nice trip.
Yeah. What I would pick is what I like to cook most, and it's to peel my apples and make them in their own juices. Yeah, that's my thing. I've been doing a lot lately. Who's next? Do you remember the statements? Do I need to put them back up? You got yours? Okay, go, Dick.
I love to go to California.
Oh.
That was pretty neat.
When we went?
Yeah.
That's cool.
I had a lot of fun there.
The four of us went and shared a room together out in California, Tony, Dick, and Marcia and me. And Dick, I'd come in and Dick would say he was getting my bed warmed for me. I haven't had bed warmers since then. Kim, you got one to share?
This weekend I cooked for the family, and it was really nice because I had a bunch of really nice fresh food. I gave everybody healthy dinner, and it just really made me feel good. So I enjoy cooking in a nice, clean kitchen. That's my number one thing. But
What kind
yeah.
of vegetables do you have that were fresh?
Well, we had sweet potatoes and some acorn squash, and we also Friday made for Halloween chicken chili, so that was really good. But I really like the squash.
Yeah.
Just throw it in the oven. I think it was the butternut squash. I baked like an hour or so, and you just poke some holes in it. Put it in the oven 350 for an hour or so, and then it's so much easier to cut. I've always tried to cut before, and then I saw on the news, the Food Network, to bake it first, and it came out perfect.
That's great.
So I really love this time of year with that.
Yeah, everybody, I love fall. It's really hard to pick a season. Lisa, you got a sentence to finish?
Yes, the last one. You know how I was talking earlier about I shared an article about how to deal with depression, things you can do? Well, probably I know many of you don't know this, so I'm choosing to share now that I was actually diagnosed with bipolar disorder in 1991, and I was medically discharged from the Marine Corps for that. Between then and now, between 1991 and actually 2004, I had a very, very rough way to go. I had suicide attempts, a couple of serious ones, and I went through medications, denial, it was a really rough period of my life. And I share that with you to share this. I'm healthy. I've learned to manage my illness, and unless I chose to share, most people would not know that about me. And I feel like that I went through that for a reason, and that's my goal, is to take what I've learned and to help others, because I have never shared my diagnoses in any situation that I have not gotten, oh, well, gee, I have issues with that, or I have a mother, brother, friend that deals with that. And the thing about it is it's treatable. It's treatable. It's like once you're alcoholic, you're always alcoholic, but you can lead a life. If you have diabetes, you have to take care of your health. And that's what I've learned. I've learned to take care of me so that I can lead a meaningful life. And that's what I feel I need to share with others. And I just wanted to share that with you tonight.
Thanks, Lisa.
Oh,
Thank you, Lisa.
I'll give you a hug.
I know. I'm so proud of her. She's my niece.
Yeah.
That's my brother's child. And I have watched her in the struggle, and I've been in the wings and the bad times and stuff. And to see her come forward like this is one of the reasons why I do what I do. I want to make a difference. I want the ones I love that are sick in whatever way they're sick to be better, and it's all due to being more mindful and what your own personal role is into the level of the health that you have. It is a personal choice, and I think that is a great example, Lisa. Thank you.
I forgot to share something really, really awesome. When I started on Take Shape for Life, didn't really do it so much for losing weight, although I did for nutrition, because I don't eat well. And what I discovered is, and this caused me to ask a question. Once I started, I had energy. I could concentrate. Just every aspect of my life that I previously could have attributed, that I suffered with, that I attributed to my depression, improved. So I had to, at that point in time, ask myself, how much of what was of all this depression that I've been through was due to lack of proper nutrition? Because that's the only thing I changed. And so I just wanted to share that.
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
That's just amazing. And I was sharing your situation with other coaches the other night, because there was someone who had a client and she wasn't sure on medications that she was a candidate. And so I felt the need to tell her about you. And when I told her about you, another person in the room said, oh, it's constant through the program that one of the things that people experience the most is clearer and greater mental health. So someone who has real big issues, I guess that makes you see it even more so. But like the other person, one of the things that all of us say, oh, I love the feel good feeling. I love how I feel. Well, that's the same thing. And what we have done is become nourished consistently. And it shows up in our everyday habits in terms of whether we slept well or whether we have energy, how clear we're thinking. And we never attribute any of that to nutrition. We always think of that as just an entity by itself. We think of nutrition when it comes to how much you weigh and what food are you eating. But there are a lot of far-reaching tentacles to taking care of yourself and making health matter most. Thanks, Lisa.
Yeah,
Gail,
thank
do
you,
you have
Lisa.
a sentence to finish? Do you think you'll be here long enough?
You know, you think about nutrition. When I first started with MetaFast, I used to have, with all the friends that I have here at the Cove, 1 or 2, sometimes 3 drinks a day, cocktails, you know, 5 o'clock cocktails, oh. And then I started MetaFast, and within a short period of time, I didn't have any desire to have a drink. And I got a bar full of liquor still there, hasn't been used, and I never get this desire to, oh, let's have a cocktail. I just stopped. The same thing with sweets. I just stopped. And I didn't do anything about it, just my system.
The nutrition. Hi, Curtis. I see you.
Tell her hi, Grandma.
Hi, everybody. Hey, Lou. Welcome to the group.
Hi, Lou.
Say bye-bye.
Bye.
Love y'all.
So, Lou, how are you?
Bye, Mommy.
Yeah.
Lou, can you hear us?
Yeah, now.
Oh, good. Listen,
Yes.
you want to play with us?
What are you playing?
So, what we basically started doing right in the front of our Zooms is I give sentences to finish. And so pretty much all of us have done it. And like I said, I like to cook apples with cinnamon and bake them in the oven. And some people have told about their vacations. Would you like to take one of our sentences there and finish it for us so we can know a little bit about you?
Oh, okay. The vacation I remember best is the first time I came to the Cove.
Oh, wow.
Oh, that's cool.
Then that was your favorite one, right?
Yep.
Okay. Gail, are you with us? Can we hear you? Gail keeps getting frozen. I think she's frozen again. So we're going to go ahead and move on. Thanks for joining us, Lou. We have Lisa in the room that was new this last time. Everybody else you will remember.
Mm-hmm.
All right, here we go. That like that. Yeah.
Well, I just joined the challenge thing, so I said,
Oh,
better get into
wonderful.
this. So,
Oh, wow. It'd be nice to see you in the room.
yeah.
Yay.
Well, yeah, Lou has done 3, right, Lou?
Yeah.
You hear
Yeah.
me?
So
Yeah,
we look forward to seeing you. Did you use the $5 promo?
Yes, ma'am, I did.
Awesome.
Great.
I invited a friend, so I got 10 points.
There you go. You're cooking with oil, girl. I wanted to cover tonight that they have offered a promo code for $5, and for coaches, there's a promo code for $10. And Meltdown Challenge said if you've already paid the full amount and gotten into the room, that if you send them an email under contact there in the room, they will send you a coupon you can use in January.
Oh, okay.
They can't do anything about this one, the way the funds are distributed, but they will send you one in for January, the challenge discount. So we have 13 days to go. The clock is ticking, November 16th. getting really close here. I don't know if anyone else is experiencing it, but I can definitely see the difference between when I'm in a challenge and when I'm off on my own.
Oh, yeah.
Amen.
Well, how can just one little thing make that much difference? But it really does. It does to me. Did anybody need any help with the cashing out their winnings last time? Is everybody through with that? Nothing else to take care of there?
I just have to get mine out of PayPal and then to my account, but we can do that later.
Okay, so tonight the essential oil we're going to be talking about is clove. And Dawn, you remember Dawn, don't you, Lou?
Yep.
Dorothy's daughter, the one on oxygen.
Yep.
Yeah, well, she is a physical therapist before she got really ill, and she has made a practice of sharing with us her knowledge about oils and how to use them to improve your life, improve your health.
Okay.
And we've covered like peppermint and lemon and
Thieves.
frankincense and thieves.
Thieves.
And so tonight we're going to cover the use and benefit of cloves. Cloves offer many health benefits, some of which include providing aid in digestion. I just had that problem with diverticulitis. So she sent me these to take, and I will start them in the morning. I just got them today. So I'll get to know firsthand how well using oils actually impacts the health. So having antimicrobial properties, fighting against cancer, protecting the liver, boosting the immune system, controlling diabetes, preserving bone quality, and containing anti-mutagenic properties, as well as fighting against oral diseases and headaches, while displaying aphrodisiac properties as well.
Oh, Lord.
I was really taken aback by this one. I am so glad that I have it here, and I can't wait to try it. What she sent me are these little, can you see that? They're little capsules. They're and I have to take that and put the drops inside here and take them. Just like many other spices originating in Asia, clove has a great history behind it. During the 13th and 14th century, cloves were transported all the way from Indonesia to China, India, Persia, Africa, and Europe. During this time, cloves had a very high price, thus wars for monopoly over clove production and distribution began. Many wars were waged in order to control the islands of Maluku during both the medieval and modern period. The Dutch emerged victorious and held the Maluku Islands for a very long time. Today, clove is a very important commercial crop all over the world. The health benefits of clove are many. Better digestion. Cloves improve digestion by stimulating the secretion of digestive enzymes. Cloves are also good for reducing flatulence, gastric irritability, dyspepsia, and nausea. Cloves can be roasted, powdered, and taken with honey for relief in digestive orders. Antibacterial properties. Cloves have been tested for their antibacterial properties against a number of human pathogens. The extract of cloves were potent enough to kill those pathogens. Clove extracts are also effective against the specific bacteria that spreads cholera. I like the next one. Chemopreventative properties. Cloves are of interest to the medical community due to their chemopreventative or anticarcinogenic properties. Tests have shown that cloves are helpful in controlling lung cancer in its early stages. Liver protection. Cloves contain high amounts of antioxidants, which are ideal for protecting the organs from the effects of free radicals, especially the liver. Metabolism in the long run increases free radical production and lipid profile while decreasing the antioxidants in the liver.
Great.
Diabetes. Cloves have been used in many traditional remedies for a number of diseases. One such disease is diabetes. In patients suffering with diabetes, the amount of insulin produced by the body is not sufficient, or insulin is not produced at all. studies have revealed that extracts from cloves imitate insulin in certain ways and help in controlling blood sugar levels. I know. Bone preservation. The hydroalcoholic extracts of clove include phenolic compounds such as eugenol and its derivatives such as flavonoids, isoflavonoids, and flavonoids. These extracts have been particularly helpful in preserving bone density and the mineral content of bone, as well as increasing tensile strength of bones in cases of osteoporosis. Anti-mutagenic properties. Mutagens are those chemicals that change the genetic makeup of the DNA by causing mutations. Biochemical compounds found in cloves, like phenylpropanoids, possess anti-mutagenic properties. These were administered on cells treated with mutagens, and they were able to control the mutagenic effect to a significant rate. Boost the immune system. Ayurveda describes certain plants to be effective in developing and protecting the immune system. One such plant is clove. The dried flower bud of clove contains compounds that help in improving the immune system by increasing the white blood cell count, thereby improving delayed types hypersensitivity. I don't know about anyone else and how they feel about oils. This is all totally new to me, but it is all around me now, and learning about it was just natural. And while I'm learning about it, I'm sharing it with you. Does anyone have any comments they want to make about oil or the cloves before we move on? I know you can ask Dawn questions tomorrow in the Huddle Up room, and she's always really happy to answer it, and she will deal with you one-on-one too.
I just made a list of the issues that I want to explore using oils for. Now I just need to email her, and she's going to help me out. So
very good. She makes her time available. So, you know, when we're looking to nourish our body, we're looking to get and absorb the most nutrition in our body. How does our body absorb nutrition, and how do we assure ourselves that we're getting as much from the food as we possibly can? And a lot of it has to do with the method that you cook your food. And as I was researching this subject, I learned some things that will change what I do. And I was really surprised to see that pressure cooker maintains 90 to 95% of the nutritional value in the food that you cook in it. Steaming softens vegetables while maintaining most of their nutrients, especially water-soluble compounds that are easily damaged by heat. Whether you use an electric steamer, a bamboo steamer, or a microwavable plastic bag or dish, your vegetables will retain more texture, flavor, and nutritional value when you prepare them with this indirect form of heat and moisture. The Center for Disease Control and Prevention recommends steaming vegetables to make the most of their health benefit while preserving their low calorie and fat content. Also, I learned is that when you steam vegetables, that the water that steams them ends up to have a lot of the nutrition in it, and you can use it as a stock to cook something else and recover some of that nutrition. Losing nutrition through cooking. Some vitamins dissolve in water, so you lose your vitamins to the cooking water if you prefer to boil your vegetables. For example, boiling a potato can cause much of the potato's B and C vitamins to migrate into the boiling water. It is still possible to benefit from these nutrients if you consume the liquid, for example, by turning the potato and the liquid into a soup. Alternative cooking methods such as grilling, roasting, steaming, stir-frying, or microwaving generally preserves a greater amount of vitamins and other nutrients. When steaming, the water retains the vitamins as well, and that's what I was mentioning to you a minute ago. Does anyone have a preconceived idea about microwaves?
Nope, I love mine, use it all the time.
Yes. Now,
For vegetables.
I have to say that, and good for you, Lou, I have to say I had always understood microwaves to not be a good thing to use with food. But I found something different that I'll share with you in just a minute. But I just wondered if anybody else had felt that way about a microwave. Mayo Clinic lauds roasting as one of the healthiest cooking methods you can employ, since it uses dry heat to soften vegetables and doesn't require any added butter or oil, which can contribute significant amounts of calories and fat to cooked foods. Although there is a risk of losing some beneficial enzymes and nutrients in vegetables with any cooking method, the health benefit of eating any cooked vegetable outweigh the cost. And then with the pressure cooker, and my mother had one. I've never had a pressure cooker. Barbara, you know Barbara and Gary? Barbara always uses a pressure cooker, and I had never thought about it. So I'm
They
just
used to be dangerous.
yeah, well, that's what it was, and then blowing up and get the kids out of the kitchen.
Yep.
Well, that's not an issue anymore. They have over.
No, they're good now.
Yeah. I can't wait to get one. I'm excited. Let me go back here. So from the Harvard Health Publications, Harvard Medical School, I think this would be, you could trust this. And it says almost every American home has a microwave oven. The convenience they offer is undeniable, but despite the widespread use of microwave ovens and their excellent safety records, some people have lingering doubts that cooking food with microwaves somehow makes food less healthy by zapping away nutrients. Does cooking with microwaves do that? Understanding how microwave ovens work can help clarify the answer to this common question. Microwave ovens cook food using waves of energy that are similar to radio waves but shorter. These waves are remarkably selective, primarily affecting water and other molecules that are electrically asymmetrical. One end positively charged and the other negatively charged, microwaves cause these molecules to vibrate and quickly build up thermal energy. Some nutrients break down when they're exposed to heat, whether it is from a microwave or a regular oven. Vitamin C is perhaps the clearest example. But because microwave cooking times are shorter, cooking with a microwave does a better job of preserving vitamin C and other nutrients that break down when heated. The cooking method that best retains nutrients is one that cooks quickly, heats food for the shortest amount of time, and uses as little liquid as possible. So now you have the rule. Microwaving meets those criteria. Using the microwave with a small amount of water essentially steams food from the inside out. That keeps more vitamins and minerals than almost any cooking method.
Well, I know that because I use the vegetables and I don't like a lot of stuff on my vegetables.
Yep.
I mean, I like my vegetables just steamed and cooked in the microwave, and they almost taste like, fresh, even though they're frozen.
Yeah.
And you can even do it with fresh ones. It'll take faster than boiling it or something like that. And I mean, I'm a good vegetable eater. I like that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I'd like to add to that. If you're a vegetable eater, and I'm not, but I have a thing in my kitchen that is outstanding for steaming anything, and mine is actually a micro steamer from Tupperware, but you don't have to do Tupperware. But I would suggest that you look for something that you can steam vegetables in the microwave. What it is, it's a lower dish with like a colander and a lid that seals tightly. You just put a couple tablespoons of water in there, close it up, and microwave it. Talk about perfection. And I actually used to use it like for bread. If you had bread that was, needed to be perked up, or a little bit of steam also helps heat up other foods like meat, etc. So I just wanted to mention, like I said, just any kind of vessel you can use to steam in the microwave is an outstanding tool.
I'll look for one, Lisa. Thank you. So, Marcia, do you think you could read this for us? Can you see it?
This one that's up now, Connie?
Uh-huh.
Preserving the nutrient values of vegetables. Some suggestions to retain the maximum nutrition in the food you cook includes storing food properly, such as keeping cold food cold and sealing some food in airtight containers. Keep vegetables in the crisper section of the refrigerator. Try washing or scrubbing vegetables rather than peeling them. Use the outer leaves of vegetable like cabbage or lettuce unless they are wilted or unpalatable. Microwave, steam, roast, or grill vegetables rather than boiling them. If you boil your vegetables, save the nutrition-laden water for soup stock. Use fresh ingredients whenever possible. Cook foods quickly. I've got to tell you, I have a seal meal or press and seal, and I love it because I can put whole meals in it, and Dick can just take it and poke holes in the top of it and put it in the microwave, and it's fantastic. It's one thing I don't think I would part from in my kitchen.
Right. Will you do the summary for us?
Food processing and summary. The nutritional value of food is almost always altered by the kind of processing it undergoes. The water-soluble vitamins are the most vulnerable to processing and cooking. Careful cooking and storage will help retain the nutrients in your food.
Thank you, Marcia.
You're welcome.
So the one comparison that I do every week of something that we eat, and we put a Medifast product right up there beside of it. And I took the bars that's out there because I think all of us always look to see if we can find something that is, for me, it would be readily available instead of me having to order mine. But I love my Medifast food. It's always going to be a supplement to my whole food. But I found it interesting if you look across here and you start comparing the labels. Number one, your Medifast food has 20% of your daily required vitamins and minerals. So you're always getting that nutrition we're talking about. And then Dr. Anderson said that he would love to make pure products, but to make a pure product, he would have to charge so much money. It wouldn't make sense because nobody would pay it. So he makes them as healthy as they can, and they're portion controlled, and they're properly combined with the right amounts of fats, carbs, and proteins. So when I was looking at this, I was looking across at the proteins, and the proteins seemed to be pretty much the same with us, 11 grams. You can see there, one has 14 grams and 12 grams, 10. If you average those out, they would come out to our protein. So there's not a whole lot of difference in proteins. I think where you see the big difference is when you get to the sugar, and you can look across there, the grams, all of them are double digits, 3 grams of sugar.
Even the carbs.
Yeah, look at the carbs.
Look at the carbs.
Yeah. All the way across. And the difference between this food and this food is one is designed to generate a profit for the least amount of cost, and this one is right the other way around. It's create health instead of and no matter what it costs. And that's my comparison this week.
It's a good one.
Yes.
Yeah. Get this thing together. There we go. So the strawberry yogurt bar is out of stock for those of you that order that. If it's in your cart, your automatic shopping cart, then it's going to be removed. If that changes your shipping conditions, then you want to put something back in there in place of it. And as soon as I get them back in stock, I'll let you know. The meditation started yesterday. I've done the first 2. I'm actually at the end of this going to preview the meditation that we had today, but I put it at the end, so if someone didn't want to stay, it wouldn't matter. You know, the ones who want to stay and hear it, then they'll get the benefit of seeing what it is like. And then if you want to still register, I'll certainly show you how to do it. It's not too late. This is our success story this week. This is Terry. Terry is a truck driver. He's actually a friend of a friend. My health coach, one of her coaches, this is her father-in-law. And he saw her success, and he got on the program. He's one of the better success stories. From January of 2015 to June of 2015, he lost 150 pounds. So that's quite a bit of weight. And when you ask him how he did it, he'll tell you 1 pound at a time. But he said driving a truck made it easy for him to stick to the program because he had what he needed with him all the time, and he wasn't around temptations and things like that. And of course, once he got through fat burn, then it was easy because you had the energy without the hunger going on all the time. He said staying connected with his health coach, he's actually one of the people who took parts in the nurses' calls, the doctors' calls, the habits of health calls, because he was on the road. He could do it and entertain himself while he was going down the road and just used his phone. On one of his trips, he lives in Michigan. On one of his trips, he actually went to Atlanta where my coach is, and he attended one of the local events there. So he's a person who has really embraced the whole process, and I think you can see the end result was worth it. That's awesome. So who wants to listen to the meditation they did today?
I will.
I gotta leave.
Okay, you go ahead. I'm going to go ahead and
Okay.
put this up. And thank you for coming, and we'll see you in the room.
All righty. Thank you.
You're welcome, honey.
And
Okay.
Connie, did you repost the last week's Zoom for me yet?
Yeah, I did. I put the link right into that thing. It wasn't in there. You were right. So when you register for them, y'all can see my screen, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So when you register for them, you start getting your emails. This was yesterday's. This is today's. And you just sign in, and it takes you right to his. Right there. Listen to today's meditation free. Now, I do believe that so day 1 and day 2 is here. Let me tell you what happens is that after he gets 5 days in, then when he goes to day 6, 1 will drop off. Day 7, 2 will drop off. So you have 5 days to catch up if you end up not getting it. These I have done for at least 3 years, and he does them 4 times a year, and they are free. So with no further ado, we're going to go ahead and get started so you can sample what this is like. Did everybody hear that?
Yes.
Okay.
E.E. Cummings gives us an absolutely beautiful perspective on the awakenings that can unfold as we connect with the innate beliefs we hold about who we really are. He said, once we believe in ourselves, we can risk curiosity, wonder, spontaneous delight, or any experience that reveals the human spirit. What a marvelous way to start day 2. Belief gives us identity. When we ask ourselves the question, who am I? The natural response is to reach for answers that we can easily access, like the roles we play, or the race, or gender, or profession we are. But when we dig deeper and begin to unearth our true selves, the question that will guide us there is, what do I believe? Let your feelings, your intuition guide you to what you believe. Your truth will emerge one layer at a time. What do you believe about your goodness, your strength, your insight, your generosity, your faith, your ability to love and be loved? Do you believe that happiness, success, abundance, fulfillment are part of your birthright? Answering these deepest belief questions with courage, with honesty, and compassion for yourself will expand and empower you. When I was a young girl growing up in the church, I actually believed I was God's child. And I kind of thought Jesus was my brother. I just never doubted my belief. Somehow, I had the faith of a mustard seed the Bible speaks of. And because I believed I was a child of God, I did believe anything was possible. Those beliefs shaped my reality. I didn't know what that reality would lead to, but I knew who I was before I could even articulate it. And that has led me to the life I live today. As Deepak will show us, when you come fully into knowing who you are, you open yourself to a brilliance and strength that can guide your life to a whole new dimension. Deepak will illuminate that path to wonder as we slow down and meditate together.
Today, you can begin to expand your awareness by knowing that you are what you believe. Some people don't know what they believe because they let their inner world remain hidden and unconscious. But avoidance doesn't work because everyone takes their identity from belief. Someone meeting me for the first time might apply certain tags. Deepak is Indian, a male of a certain age, a doctor, a father, a teacher and writer, perhaps even their boss. But tags and labels aren't the same as identity. As I view myself, every label is something I believe about myself or not. Each label can put me in a group or a pigeonhole that in reality I don't accept. Some labels identify aspects of myself that I passionately believe in, while others I may disregard. Look at yourself and consider all the tags and labels that apply to you. Begin with your age and gender. What do you believe about someone your age? Do you consider yourself young or old for your age? As for gender, is it a factor in how you conduct your life? Or how you are treated at work? Do you believe that this is fair or unfair? To find out what your true identity is, you might consider sitting down and listing 10 to 12 labels that apply to you, including age, gender, profession, marital status, race, and nationality. You could also include religion, if any, or your address by city and state. Any label will do if you think it's important. Now, one at a time, look at each label and ask yourself what you really believe about it. Does the label make a difference to you? If so, has it been good or bad for you in your daily life? Would you like to escape this label if it pigeonholes you or makes you feel limited? Labels turn everyone into a type, a generic statistic, but we don't see ourselves that way. Instead, it's what we believe about the labels, tags, and perceptions of others that motivate how we behave. An identity based on positive beliefs can lead to a triumphant life even when every label is against you, making you seem inferior, unworthy, or an outsider. The first step in activating your positive beliefs is to become aware of them, which is what we've been doing. Remember, you can only change what you are aware of. As we prepare to meditate together, let's take a moment to consider our centering thought. What I believe makes me who I am. What I believe makes me who I am. Now let's prepare for our meditation. Make yourself comfortable and close your eyes.
So now we'll get out of this and go back to here. And I hope that wasn't a waste of time for you, but I feel like it's something that I have done. I get up in the morning. That's the first part of it. It's never longer than that. It's her giving you what her take on the messages that day, then turning it to him where he can literally turn it into something very meaningful to you. And then after that, there's 10 minutes of beautiful music, and he plays bells at the end to tell you that it's ended. There are times when I don't have time to sit through the meditation, but I never miss the message. I love the message, and I do it first thing in the morning when I get up. It's just part of my day. I hate when this ends, just like I do when the challenge ends. And they're free, and just people don't know the benefit that they could get, because this is your own time with just words that make sense, that reach inside you and pull the better and deeper parts of you back up to the surface. And then when you sit there for that 10 minutes, you'll be amazed at how much more connected you are, not just to yourself, but to everything around you. It makes a huge difference. Meditation to the mind is what exercise is to the body. And I didn't always feel this way, but I can endorse it more. And that's my last effort to convince anybody to do it. But